So many of us spend good money on really nice coffee beans, only to end up with a disappointing, weak cup of coffee at home. We're going to fix that today. In this explainer, we'll break down the science so you can finally get that strong, satisfying coffee you really deserve every single morning. Does this whole scenario sound familiar to you? You wake up, you smell that incredible coffee aroma filling the kitchen, you get all excited for that first sip, and then it's just kind of meh. Thin, watery, maybe even a little bitter. It is a super common frustration, but the good news is it's totally solvable. So on the left, that's the dream, right? That rich, bold, deeply satisfying cup. And on the right, that's the all too common reality, a thin, kind of sad-looking brew. The gap between these two, well, that's what we're closing today. And here's a secret. The problem usually isn't your beans, it's the science of extraction. Okay, so to get from that weak coffee to a strong one, we need to understand what's actually happening inside the machine. It really all comes down to four critical factors that unlock all that amazing flavor hiding inside your coffee grounds. A lot of us get this core principle wrong. When we taste weak coffee, our first instinct is just to pile in more grounds, right? But honestly, that's often just a waste of good coffee. As you can see here, true strength comes from effective extraction. It's all about how well your machine pulls the flavor from the beans you're already using. And here they are, the four pillars of flavor. You've got temperature, which dissolves the oils, time, which affects the strength, pressure, which is absolutely key for espresso, and the grind size, which controls how long water is in contact with the coffee. Now, while all four are crucial, let's zoom in on the one that most home machines really struggle with: temperature. Temperature is king. Seriously. If your water's too cool, all those delicious flavor compounds, they just stay locked inside the grounds. And that gives you weak, kind of sour coffee. But if it's too hot, you start pulling out bitter elements you really don't want. There is a magic window for perfect extraction. And this right here, this is that magic window, 195 to 205 degrees Fahrenheit. This is the single biggest technical challenge for most home coffee makers. The machines that can consistently hit and hold this temperature, those are the ones that produce a noticeably richer, more balanced cup of coffee. Okay, knowing the science is great, but how does that actually help you choose a machine? Well, how well a machine handles those four keys, especially temperature, pretty much defines its category. So let's simplify all the options out there into three main paths, each one tailored to a different kind of coffee drinker. First up, we have the upgraded drip. This is for the person who loves the convenience of a classic drip machine, but really craves a stronger flavor. Think about brands like Cuisinart or Ninja that have features specifically designed to brew a bolder pot of coffee. So the big advantages here, you can make large batches for the whole family, and they have these special bold or rich settings that really improve the extraction. The trade-offs, though, they do take up a bit more counter space, and of course, they're not designed to make a true espresso. All right, path number 2 is for the convenience kings. This is all about speed and simplicity. We're talking about pod and capsule machines from brands like Keurig and Nespresso, where your coffee is ready in like a minute, all with the push of a single button. The pros here are undeniable. They are incredibly fast and just so easy to use. I mean, perfect for a rushed morning. The cons, however, are really important to think about. You're locked into using their specific pods, which can lead to a higher cost over time and, of course, more waste. Our third and final path is the home cafe. This is for the enthusiast who wants to bring that full coffee shop experience right into their own kitchen. We're talking machines from brands like Breville or Homey that give you the tools to craft cafe-quality espressos, lattes, and cappuccinos all by yourself. The payoff for this path is huge. I mean, you get unbelievable cafe-quality results and full control over every little variable, often with a built-in grinder for the freshest coffee possible. So what's the catch? Well, these machines have a steeper learning curve and a higher price tag. It's really a craft, not just a convenience. So with those three paths in mind, how do you choose? It really just comes down to being honest about your lifestyle. Let's ask a couple of simple questions to find your perfect match. First, and most importantly, what does your morning actually look like? Are you always racing against the clock, or do you have a few minutes to really enjoy the process? If your morning is more of a calm ritual, the hands-on control of a home cafe machine could be deeply satisfying for you. But if it's more of a mad dash to get out the door, the one-touch speed of a convenience king is probably a much, much better fit. Second question, who are you making coffee for? Is it just for you, or are you trying to fuel the entire household or maybe even the office? If you're brewing for the whole household, the large capacity of an upgraded drip machine is the clear winner, no question. But if you're a solo sipper, a single serving machine from either the convenience or home cafe paths just makes a lot more sense and prevents a lot of waste. So, when you put it all together, the science of extraction and the reality of your daily routine, the path to a better morning cup of coffee becomes so much clearer. And this brings us to the most important takeaway of all. You don't need the most expensive machine to make great coffee. What you need is the one that balances performance with practicality for your life. The best coffee maker is always the one you'll actually enjoy using every single day. So, we'll leave you with this. You now understand the science of flavor and the different paths you can take to achieve it. The only question left is, what will you choose to make your next morning taste like?